Hey, so this is our last discussion board post for this summer session. But in the session with Christy and her two sons, Nick and Jim, the counselor allowed the children to answer the questions as to how they wanted to see things change. With solution focused therapy, the focus is definitely, or in this session, the focus was certainly more on the children than it was the mother, even though the mother was present to confirm things or chime in when needed. The counselor, he continued to allow the children to kind of take lead of the session. He reminded them that these are their issues, and they must be the ones to make the change, kind of putting the ball in their court. And I really like that aspect of it. I also noticed how everybody's demeanor changed after the counselor took the break. He made it clear that the break was for him, but when he came back with the letter, it was kind of captivating to see how all three of the clients seemed so much more engaged. When the session reconvened, they were really interested in this letter that he had provided for them. And that summarizing letter, it was definitely consistent with solution-focused therapy, in addition to the jointly constructed kind of their progress to see a change. Another important part of solution-focused therapy that I noticed is that when more problems were interjected in the session, the counselor did not prod to get more details on those issues. He really stayed on the path of the therapy goals, which were the ones that Nick and Jim had discussed in the beginning of the session. And I really like the miracle question. I've learned that in, I think I don't remember which class, but it was with Dr. Mullen, and I know that can be a useful tool in therapy as well. And it was neat to see that being used with the child, or both of the boys. Let's see. In narrative therapy, the person is kind of more separated from the problem. There's one clear story of the problem and one clear story for the person. Those two are completely separate, and I feel like what I gathered is it's used to guide clients to separate themselves from their problem. Both solution-focused and narrative therapy rely on the therapeutic questioning, just kind of a different style. Narrative seems to be more focused on the bigger picture, and narrative also uses more of the therapeutic letters written to the family members. I know the solution-focused can use those too, but narrative definitely had letters throughout the process when working with the family. Some diversity issues present with the family was the mother is a single mom. Dad is not in the picture, but based on their conversations, it is obvious that the children have seen their dad and spent time with him. And I believe if I had another session with this family, I would focus more on those family times and the happy memories or rituals that they have with each other. And the scaling questions. I think the scaling questions are beneficial, and this kind of helps to give the counselor a better interpretation and understanding of how important an event may or may not be. I like how our authors in the textbook, Goldenberg and Goldenberg here, they really focused on the scaling questions, and just so that we can get the client's perspective again, I think I would dive deeper into that. So I really enjoyed getting to watch the session. It was very helpful. Thank you.